everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Travel and Tourism Podcast, my first season. My guest today worked for Club Med from 2022 to 2024 as an assistant HR manager, and her first season was in Club Med Turks and Caicos. Before Club Med, she studied at HEC in Montreal, which is one of the top universities in Montreal, and obtained a degree in business administration. She started going to Club Med when she was only 4 years old, and she speaks English, French, and Spanish. Her parents were going to name her Audrey instead when she was born, but later changed their minds, and we'll ask her all about that as well. From Lyon, France, please help me welcome Amandine Allain. Hey, Amandine, how are you? Comment ça va?
Hi, Greg. I'm good. Thank you. And you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here today. It's very kind of you to share your story with us.
Oh, thank you. That's a pleasure for me.
Yep. So let's start with your name. Because your name is Amandine, your parents wanted to name you Audrey. What happened there?
Exactly. Well, basically, it's very simple. Amandine is a name that is similar to almond in French. It's amande. And when I was born, I had some almond eyes, and they said, "Oh, no, no, no. She cannot be Audrey. That's going to be Amandine." And this is how they choose my name. Yeah.
And are you happy with the name?
Yeah, I love it. It's kind of original, and it's also funny because some cake in France are called amandine, and it's also a type of potatoes. So, like that defined me very well because I love food too. So, honestly, that suits me very well.
Okay. All right. As I mentioned, you are from France, but you came to school in Montreal from 2013 to 2017 to do your degree. So why did you decide to do university in Montreal?
Yes, exactly. Well, as you mentioned, I'm French, but since I'm very young, we love to travel with my family. And I always said to my family, "Oh, one day I'm gonna live, abroad." And they said, "Well, you know what? To live abroad, the easiest way is to start to study in another country." So I knew I wanted to do some business and administration studies. So I applied in different universities, and I got accepted in HEC Montreal in Canada, and I have never been to Canada before. So I was like, okay, let's go, let's try it. This is like a new adventure. So this is how I decided to go there.
And I'm from Montreal too. And when you came here, you thought, I spoke French. This will be easy. So what did you think of the Quebecois accent when you were
Oh,
hearing it for the first time?
oh my God.
Easy
That
to
was
understand or not so easy sometimes?
not so easy, really. That was very weird to me. I remember the first classes, I had to try so hard not to laugh because it seems so, I don't know, like so weird and different, and some words and vocabulary I couldn't understand, or some words meant something in my French, but obviously didn't mean the same thing in their French. So yeah, that was very, very funny at the beginning. Yes.
Okay. All right. Now let's go back a bit because I said in your intro, you've been going to Club Med when you're very young. And do you recall like any of the villages you went to? I mean, I know you went to Ting and Agadir, but do you have memories from all these places?
Yes, exactly. Well, what funny is that when I was 4, I know it's very, very young, but this is where I have learned how to ski. And I remember just one thing, they had like a type of big yellow kangaroo mascot or something like this, I think for the mini club, but I was so scared of it, and I was crying all the time. So that's what I remember from teen when I was like around
Oh,
4 years
really?
old.
You were afraid of Clubber and Medi, the two kangaroos? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I never saw that. I've been in villages with Clubber and Medi, but I didn't know anyone was afraid of them. Like we were afraid to be in that suit. It was hot in there.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, but then after that, I went to different places, like in Morocco, in Agadir. Now this place is closed, but we've been with my family, and also I went to Corsica. That was just with my sister, just the two of us. That was amazing. It's always a lot of, good memories, meeting good people, GOs or GMs, and yeah, I have a lot of good memories from different places I've been to.
Yeah, you also went to Djerba La Douce and Palmyre and
Exactly.
Punta Cana. So I think you were there at Punta Cana. Was it at Christmas 2021?
Exactly, yes. That's where everything, and I would say the magic happened.
What happened there? Take me through that.
Yeah. So Christmas 2021, we went to Punta Cana again with my whole family. And I think I was, you know, in a place in my life where I was like, I was already working in human resources in France, though I was back in France at that time. But I was kind of, lost in a way. And I was like searching myself, should I stay in this company? Should I stay in France? Should I move somewhere else? Whatever, like I was trying to figure out what to do with my life, let's say. I love multiculturalism, I love challenges, and I love traveling. This is like my three cores, like three main interests in life, let's say. So when I went to Punta Cana with my family, it hit me like, oh, this is obvious. This is where I need to work. I need to work for Club Med because everything, like all the things that drives me in life are present in Club Med. So I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Why I didn't think about it, before, or, why I didn't make the step exactly, if we can say like that. So I was like, ta-da, I need to work for Club Med.
Yeah, and I think originally, like, I think before COVID, I think you were, since you were in Montreal, I think around, was it 2019? I think you met LP. Is that right? For a little, maybe to
True, true.
see what would happen type of thing. But then COVID happened, right? So
Exactly. So I had the Club Med, instinct hit me already. Yeah, exactly in 2019. I was at that time in Montreal, exactly. So I met LP, I had the interview, and everything went very well. But yes, the COVID-19 hit. So every time they were telling me, oh, maybe we can send you somewhere as HR assistant. Do you want to go? Then they contacted me again to say, oh, you know what? Maybe not because COVID-19 is complicated. We might, close the village because of the pandemic. So I've never had the chance to work for Comed at that time. And I kind of forget about it then. And I went on with my life until 2021. Yeah.
yeah, and then I think you applied through Lyon, but then because you're European, the idea was to keep you in the European zone, but you wanted to work in the North American zone. Is that right?
Yeah, exact. Because yeah, I know I'm French, so obviously I think how it works. I'm not sure, but I think it's the priority when you're French is that you stay in the European zone. But I know that in France there's a lot of mountain resorts, and as I said, I love adventure and challenges. So I wanted something like completely different, completely like outside of the box, let's say. So I contacted LP again and I was like, yes, I got some contacts already from 2019. So I contacted LP and then he forwarded me to the right person to talk to. I had different interviews. Then I've been sent to Turks and Caicos. This is how it worked. Pretty amazing.
Did you have an in-person interview or was it over phone or Zoom?
No, it was always with Teams. If I remember correctly, it was always like a video call with Teams.
Do you remember who the person was? Was this at Miami office that was interviewed?
Not exactly. I remember it was managed by the Montreal office. There's an office in Montreal. So if I remember correctly, it was Cindy Albert who interviewed me first. Then she said that I could have an interview with the HR manager that is on site directly. So I had an interview with François Lanou, the HR manager in Turks and Caicos.
Okay, please correct me if I'm wrong in any of this, but I think originally you weren't seeking a job in the resorts. I think you wanted more of a head office job. Is that right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Because I was already, so back in 2021, I was already in France, in Lyon, and one of the head offices in Lyon. So when I had like the magic in my mind, realizing that I wanted to work for Club Med, I told myself, oh, well, guess what? There's a head office in Lyon and I'm in Lyon. That's perfect. Let's apply there. So yeah, I applied first in the head office. I don't remember. I think that was maybe the HR one HRBP position already at the time. I got a call back, and they said that my resume was already interested, but as an HR position in a head office, it's always better to have an experience in villages to understand better the on-site situation, the reality of it. So yeah, they told me that, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I really, really want a head office position. This is my ultimate goal. But if it is what it takes to get a chance to work in the head office, then again, I love adventure. So okay, I'm gonna go for it. Let's find a village to go. So yeah.
And find a village for you they did. So I think you get pretty lucky because you're sent to Turks and Caicos August 31st, 2022 for your first season, right?
Exactly. What an amazing place to go as a first season, right?
Yeah, and I believe you got lucky again because you landed 2 weeks after they had Hurricane Fiona, right? Was the cleanup finish, or did you have to help with that?
So I arrived 2 weeks before the hurricane.
Before. Sorry. Okay, I thought after.
Yeah,
Okay, before.
no,
Okay.
that was just right before. So everyone was joking about like, hey, this is your welcoming gift. Welcome to Turks and Caicos. Here is a hurricane. So everybody was joking about that. That was pretty amazing. Honestly, at the beginning I was nervous because the government puts the island on lockdown. We had a curfew. We knew that by that day, 7 p.m., the hurricane would start to be in Turks and Caicos. So everybody had to be home and so that was a big thing to manage, and the chef de village at the time I think managed it very well. We were like a war zone. We the chef de village and managers, they had talkie walkie to be able to talk if we lost power and everything. And all the geos, we were like one big team, one big family, I would say, trying to break down the village and take all the beach chairs, put it inside, everything that could be like dangerous and that could be a projectile that would break a window or something had to be brought inside the village. So that was a big, big work. I could miss then workout for 2 weeks. I was good.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
to wear.
Well, yeah. Let's remind listeners this was a Category 4 hurricane. That's I think 5 is the maximum. So it was pretty powerful, and also part of this post whatever tropical cyclone hit Canada, and it was also like the most intense after hurricane that we got here too on the East Coast. So yeah, so who was the chief of village that was there when you for the hurricane?
That was Shira.
Shira. Okay, so she knew what to do. She knew her stuff, right?
Yeah, she knew exactly what to do. Like it felt like she has done that already before. I don't know if she did or not, but honestly, that was amazing. That everything was so, like military. So we knew at this time we had to do this, at this time we had to go to the kitchen because we prepared meals for the GM. This time we had to deliver all the package because it was dinner, breakfast, lunch. We had to deliver in once to GMs because then they were gonna be, locked in their room to, waiting that the hurricane passed. So yeah, that was honestly that was amazing. Sometimes I tell my friends I can put crisis management in my resume just thanks to that.
That's right. That's what I did. I went through 6 hurricanes.
Oh wow.
You better believe that's on my resume.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow.
So yeah, so for maybe the new, I guess the older geos, because we didn't have the assistant HR position in the villages when we were there. So some of your duties would include payroll, work accidents, vacation, geo departures, and arrivals, right?
Yes, exactly. So maybe it changed since you were there. Now it's a bigger team, I would say, for human resources. We always have one manager, and then at least we have two assistants. Depending on the village, then we have more than that. But usually it's like one manager and then two HR assistants. And depending on the management style of the manager, we can share tasks differently. But for example, in Turks and Caicos, We had one GE taking care of the HR for GEs, and I was taking care of the HR for GOs. So I was doing, yes, the departure, onboarding. Sometimes I would help with trainings and doing payrolls, end of month, all those type of things. And also sometimes being the psychologist, of GOs when they need to talk about their problem or
Well,
complain or
really?
just be
Oh
sad.
man,
Yeah.
I would have always been in your office if I had you in my time. Okay. Wow. Okay. We would have been on a first name basis. Okay. The GMs keep asking me when it's going to stop raining. I don't know. Okay. Help.
Yeah.
All right. So I forgot to mention at the top of this introduction, but this is where you meet Kira Maze, right? And Kira, I believe, she referred me to you, correct? Like
Yes.
this is how I am talking to you. So thank you, Kira. Shout out Kira, also my first season guest, and I guess you met her here, many other geos, because I know you liked doing the shows, right? Like when you got to Club Med, you wanted to do the shows.
Yes, I wanted to. And because I danced since I'm like 6 years old, something like this, I've always danced all my life. And I love that. Really, I love it. And Kira was one of the first person I met when I arrived in Turks and Caicos, and she was so welcoming and warming. And she was like, it's very funny because she's younger than me, but she acted at the time like a big sister, and she was like, you love dancing, you're a dancer, you want to do this show, okay, come with me, I will introduce you to the choreographer so you can be in the shows. And she was like that. And yeah, she made a big difference in my first season, actually. Thanks to her, I was like in, well, every shows. Yes, I was doing every shows, so five shows. Yes.
Well, since you were a GM for many, many, many years, is it much different when you arrive in a village and now you're a GO? Or you were like, yeah, I already know everything. I know I have to dance and do crazy science here. Was there anything you didn't expect?
Well, you know what? Actually, it's funny you're asking because this is one thing I was scared of. Because, as a GM, you're a guest, you're enjoying it as vacations. So I was afraid, I was scared that I would be like, oh my God, this is so different. I was scared to be disappointed. But actually, I was really impressed that nothing really changed for me in terms of my mood and my happiness and I was really happy to be there. And the first thing that was really cool is that I knew pretty much all the crazy signs already. So my other colleagues, they were impressed. They were like, but who are you? You already know the crazy signs. What is that? I was like, yeah,
You know all
well,
the you know all the you know all the words to Sunlight des Tropiques. How is this possible?
yeah. Ow, ow. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But no, honestly, it didn't really change anything in terms of my vision of ComEd or being a GO or a GM.
Okay. And you went through a few chief of villages, I guess, were doing maybe like because I think you went through three chief of villages while you were here. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
So Patricio Bianchi, Kevin Gagne, I guess, while like filling in, and then meanwhile, I think you stayed overall 8 months in Turks and Caicos, right? So in 8 months, did you get to see JoJo at all?
Oh, oh my God, the funny thing. Yes.
Oh, you did.
So I did get to see Jojo, but the funny thing is that I did 8 months and I love swimming and I love to do like snorkeling. I can't scuba dive, so I do snorkeling a lot. I was like really, really, excited to see Jojo, and also because all the GM have had so many stories to tell me about how they met Jojo, blah blah blah. So I was so excited, and after 8 months, I didn't see Jojo. So I was like, well, I can't, I can't understand what's happening. Why? And on my last day, I remember I left Turks and Caicos on a Monday, and I had Sunday off. And on my last Sunday off, I decided to go snorkeling to have my last one before I go. And on our way back, believe it or not, on our way back to the Comed, Jojo arrived and played with us the entire trip back to the village. He was playing at the back of the boat. And I was like, oh, Jojo is here. It's like Jojo is telling me goodbye. That was that was really amazing. I have a lot of videos of it. I was almost crying in the boat. That was something.
Nice. Very nice. Well, at least, yeah, it was your last. So at least you got to see him on your last day. That's great.
Yeah, at least.
Now, talking about your job again, so is it like the gestionnaire? Like, are you in an office all day, or do you get to leave to go to fruit passage, or like? I was just trying to get a typical idea of your day, like as an assistant HR manager.
Yeah, yeah. So basically it's like an office job, I would say. I'm in an office from 9 to 5, but we're in Club Med, so we have a schedule where depending on the day of the week, we share the tasks in between the HR team. But I would always go to Crazy Signs at 12 around the swimming pool, and not every day, but someday I would do, yes, the fruit passage. So it's like an office job from 9 to 5 with some small breaks to go do some activities related to the village.
Okay, yeah, the I believe the office team had an expression in my time. I'll say it's a French expression, but then I'll translate. Un géo bien bronzé est un géo bien organisé. So what that means is a tan geo is an organized geo because when you work in the office, you have to get your tan in wherever possible, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, it is. Well, yeah, yeah.
So, do you have any other stories or anecdotes from this season before we jump to your next one? Like, did you make any? I love like when things go wrong.
Oh,
So, did you ever do any shows where, oh, I don't know, you you messed up on stage or you went out during the wrong number? Because I was always getting in trouble on stage, or I was doing a pas de bourrée when I should have been doing a kick step, I mean, or are you
uh,
just, are you one of those dancers that had like, you walked up to the choreographer the first day and you told them, I want to be in all the shows, which, by the way, who was the choreographer when you were there? Do you remember?
so at that time it was a little bit complicated because we had some people leaving, new people arriving. So, but we had Colleen. Colleen filled in the position. She was the fitness, but we didn't have choreographer at that time. So, and she's a dancer, professional dancer. So she filled the position at the same time. We can say that. So, and she was my roommate actually. So, yeah, obviously I was like, I love dancing. Like, can you put me in the show sometimes? And she was like, yeah, sure, of course. And yeah, this is how I've been to the show. But I've never stepped on her toes, if I remember correctly. But one thing I did, I remember, and it was kind of this stress situation where you're backstage, the show is about to start, and there's one number, it's like a girl's sexy numbers with chairs. And I was in the middle of it, like front row, middle, center, like 5 seconds before going on stage. Yeah, it was not Colleen at the time. That was someone else running the show. And this person told us girls, okay, no, 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 but you know what? Don't go all together at the same time. Just Amandine, go. And up the music, goes on. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I guess I gotta go. So I went on stage and I was alone in the center on stage for like maybe 15 seconds. But that was the most, like the longest 15 seconds ever in my life because the music started. I didn't know what to do. And the girls was not entering right away you know, in this music. So I was like for 15 seconds trying to improvise something on stage. I was like, oh my God, why did you change something just 2 seconds before going on stage? But
It's
yeah.
hard. It's hard to be sexy by yourself for 15 seconds. I've tried. I can't.
Yeah.
I was never able to do it. I could be
Oh
sexy with
yeah.
other people, but by myself, no way.
Well, if you have a chair, maybe try at home sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's easier with a chair.
Well, yeah. If you have a prop, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What was the name of this show? The show that was this? This sounds like a cell block tango number or something from Chicago, or was this a? Do you remember the name of the
I,
show?
it was for burlesque,
Oh,
the
burlesque.
burlesque show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. So, what did you do on your day off? Did you go to excursions? You go to West Caicos, rent a Jeep?
Yeah. We went to North Caicos with some of my friends. Sometimes you would do excursions and we will take the boat. A lot of jet ski because we love jet ski. So yeah, I did a lot of things actually. Also, we went to the mangrove to see the turtles. They were so cute. So I did a lot of things, and sometimes just rest and tan. As you said, I work in the office, so I got to get some tan sometimes.
That's right.
So yeah.
Very, very organized person, I know.
Yeah.
So, whose idea was it, nearing the end of your 8 months in Turks like Caicos, to go, you know what, you have a nice tan right now, Amandine, but we want to send you to the snow and you're going to go back to Quebec. So, was this your idea or they needed you in Charlevoix?
It was not really my idea because usually you do like 6 months in a village and then you can just stay another 6 months or you go elsewhere. So I did 8 months already. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm doing the entire year in Turks and Caicos. And that's what we planned actually with Francois, to stay 1 year there. But it's my HRBP from Miami who called me saying that they needed an HR person for Clement Charlevoix in Quebec, someone that speaks Spanish and also that have the paperwork done already because I studied in HEC Montreal. I was already permanent. I already had the permanent residency. So for Clement, it was easy to move me from, Turks and Caicos and Canada because I had the paper already, no need of visa or anything. I speak Spanish. So they were like, we really need you in Charlevoix. And also because I studied there, I know the laws. I know all the Quebec laws, and I think that
And
was a
the
good thing for
accent,
them.
right? You know the laws and the
Yeah.
accent. And
And the accent.
let me ask you, is it like when you're preparing your bags, is it a sad day when you can't put bikinis in your luggage? Like, do you like, oh no, I don't need these? Is that, do you think of that or you don't think of that at all? I would think of that.
Well, actually, I traveled from Turks and Caicos directly to Canada
What? No, really?
in April. Yeah, because I already had planned to go back to France in May to renew my passport that was expiring. So Club Med told me, you know what, we're gonna travel you from Turks and Caicos directly to Quebec Charlevoix, and then in May you will go back to France and switch your luggages and do renew your passport. So thank God I have very, very good friends from university in Montreal that when I landed, they were like, here are some, a coat,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah, yeah.
scarf,
Boots, mitts, yeah.
gloves. Yeah, so they
And
gave me some
toque.
stuff.
Give you a toque.
Exactly, in Turk.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know, it gets pretty cold up there. So Charlevoix is in Quebec City, right?
Yes, it's a 1 hour and 20 minutes from Quebec City. Yeah. So
And
it's
that,
pretty cold. But April was not so bad. I was lucky, it was not so bad. I arrived, I think it was like 10 to 15 degrees. But a few days before, I was like 30 and something degrees. So that
yeah.
was a little shock.
Okay, so you did go with your bathing suits after all, then. Okay.
Yes, I did.
And I believe this is a bigger team than Turks and Caicos. Didn't you have, you were one of four HR assistant managers?
Yes. There's four assistant HR managers and one HR manager. Yeah. It's
Why is that? Is there, how many people are on this team, roughly?
uh because Quebec, I mean Canada overall, but Quebec is very specific in terms of laws, work laws. And so we have like every HR assistant has a very specific role. So we have one that only takes care of the payroll because it's very complicated to manage. So we have this person that is like payroll and benefits specialist, let's say. We have two other ones that are responsible of the onboarding, the departure, getting the visa ready, the work permits. The work permits, it's a big, big thing also in Canada. So yeah, we have those persons, and then you have me. And I was taking care of the all the work accidents because work accidents also in Quebec are taken very seriously. There's a big process. And also, when I arrived, Quebec just put in place a new law regarding harassment in the workspace. So I was asked to prepare and think of a policy of harassment, physical harassment, sexual harassment, in the workplace. So I was taking care of like, let's say, procedures, process management, and also work accident.
Is the majority of the Geo team North American in Charlevoix?
Not really. I would say that 30%, yeah, I would say a good 30% of the team in Charlevoix is Mexican, actually. And then the rest of it is like very, shared in between North American, French people, Italians, Americans. Yes. Yeah. That's it.
And Francis Lacoste is your chef de village here?
Yeah, he was my chef de village for the entire year I was there. He's a Québécois.
Yes. And so is there anything to do on a day off at Charlevoix? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, well, depends on what you like, of course, and
Is there
also
a
the season.
town close by or
Yeah, there's a little town that is called Baie-Saint-Paul, nearby, and we have buses from Clomid, that buses for the employees that we can take, and they drive us to Baie-Saint-Paul and then to from Baie-Saint-Paul back to Clomid. So on my day off, I used to go there to go to the restaurants, to do some bowling, other activities like shopping. You have like a few shops. So it's really cool. I've been there also to do some how do you call that? Kayaking? Yeah, because you can do kayaking over there on
what's that?
summer season though.
Oh, you mean on a lake or something?
Uh,
Kayak on a lake?
it's not a lake. It's like versus Saint Laurent, but like in Baie Saint Paul, there's a lot of little. I don't know how to explain it. Like a little cours d'eau.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know
And
how to say in English.
in spring, is there a cabane à sucre? Have you ever been to a cabane à sucre
Oh
when you were a student?
yeah,
You like it?
I've been there, and you know what? My Quebec friends from Charlevoix, they were really surprised because on my entire like university program, and also after my university, I was staying in Montreal, working in Montreal. So pretty much in like 8 years in Montreal, I have never been in a cabane à sucre. So they were
Okay.
like, you cannot like leave Quebec and Charlevoix without trying one. So we tried one, and there's one like very next to the Comed.
So
And yeah.
let's Amandine, let's tell our listeners like that don't know what a cabana souk is. What is it? I mean, I know specifically at one point they pour they pour syrup on snow, and then you take a wooden stick, and you twirl it.
Mhm.
But you go for breakfast, right? Like a big breakfast, crepes, ham, and like it starts off with a breakfast. I know there's some dancing depending where you are, but
Yeah, exactly.
how would you
It's
describe what a cabana souk is?
I would describe it as a very, very typical Quebec moment to enjoy and to share meal with friends or family. Yeah, I remember we went there like as a brunch, let's say. If you don't like maple syrup, then don't go there because
Yeah,
everything is served with
they
maple syrup.
yeah, they pour it over all your breakfast. So your bacon, eggs,
Yeah,
ham. Somebody comes
e-
along and goes, okay.
yeah, exactly. It's like everything with maple syrup. And yes, exactly. As you said, at the end, we go outside and they call it tir d'érable. So
Yeah.
yeah, we put the maple syrup on the snow and we put a stick on it and then you eat it like that. It's really, really
Yeah.
good. It's like,
And the warning is just don't eat the yellow snow, right? Did they make that joke to you? Okay, okay. Yeah. Don't eat the
wow.
yellow snow, people. Okay. Just the one with the maple syrup. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but
Right.
it's really good.
And so I assume at this whole time in Charlevoix, because you left Charlevoix in what month in 2024?
So May 2024, I left
Oh,
Charlevoix.
okay. And I assume you did the shows there as well. Do they have circus there or trapeze?
Yes, they do. The only thing is that it's indoor because in comparison to other villages in the North American zone, it's like a ski resort, let's say. So it's indoor circus. But yes, we do have usually we have two, it depends, but like 2 to 3% in circus. And so they do trapeze, they do the silk. They do a lot of different things, and they offer classes for the mini club or adults during the day. And then for some shows, not every shows, but some shows we have numbers with the circus team and trapeze or other stuff. Yes.
Okay. And did you also try tobogganing, like sledding? Do they have that there, where you go down a hill on a sled?
Yeah, they had that. We did the sled, and they have one that lasts 2 hours, and it's
What?
amazing. Yeah, yeah, it lasts two
Really?
hours. Yeah, really, you go really up to the mountain, and it's funny because it's like a very traditional sled. Like it looks like like a wood sled that you can see with I don't know, Santa Claus or something like this. And you do that for 2 hours, but it's a very specific slope for that. And I did that, and with the view of Charlevoix, it's amazing. Really, it's breathtaking.
And I assume that since you learned how to ski at 4, that you had time to ski at when you were at Charlevoix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had time to ski on my days off. Yes, yes.
Okay. Which mountains did you go to, or is there only one mountain that you can go?
It's only one mountain. It's only Charlevoix, like the Charlevoix, yes,
Okay.
mountain. So there's only one. Different slopes for different levels of skiing. But yes, obviously after 6 months in, staying in the village, I did all the slopes, obviously. But yeah, it's really nice. I've never seen a place like that. Coming from France, to be honest, sometimes skiing in other countries is like a little bit disappointing, let's say, because we have the French Alps and it's just very amazing and beautiful, the places there, and the difficulty of slopes in France are just wow. But honestly, I've never seen a place like that where you can, ski and have a magnificent view on the Saint Laurent River. It's just, you don't see that anywhere else, I think. I mean, I haven't seen that before.
Nice. Okay, Amandine. I'd like to go back to Turks and Caicos just for 1 second. Did you meet
Yeah.
any? I know you met a lot of GMs, but did you meet any memorable GMs in particular and keep a correspondence with?
Yes, I've met a couple, Chloe and Thomas. Actually, he proposed to her in Turks and Caicos,
Oh,
and I
really?
met them. Yes, I met them at that time, and they were about my age, and we had a very good connection when we were in Turks and Caicos. So we exchanged social medias, and we continue, to talk, and we kept in touch for 2 years.
Where are they getting married, if I may ask?
Yes, they're getting married in Paris. Just
Oh,
crazy, I met them once, and 2 years after, the second time we're gonna meet is for their wedding.
yeah. I think this is what the old generation GOs are jealous about, like because you guys have all the social media. It's easy to stay in touch with people, right? Like GMs when
Oh
you when
yeah,
when you when you meet
yeah.
them. Like in some respects, I would have liked some of the social media back then. Especially for FaceTime or whatever. Make a free call with the internet. That would have been
Oh
great.
yeah, oh yeah. I can't imagine how it was for you. That's true. If you don't have the
Oh, you had
social
to line
media,
like
it's
Christmas Day. You had to line up to make a very expensive phone call. Like with other geos. So then you couldn't
oh
talk long.
wow,
So yeah, it would
oh
have been
wow.
nice to
Okay,
have at least internet access, I'd say.
yeah, for
uh,
sure.
in your time at Turks and Charlevoix, did you meet anyone you enjoyed working with?
You mean like in the Geo team?
Yeah, Geo, chef de village, GE, whatever. Did anyone make an impression on you? Like anyone you
Yeah.
enjoyed working with?
Well, it's difficult to name like just one person. Honestly, I would say I was really, really lucky with my managers, both of my managers, so Francois and Cindy, because they both gave me so much. Like they they taught me a lot of things, but they also gave me the opportunity to grow, and to show what I was capable of, and they gave me the opportunity to take initiatives and stuff like that. So I think I was really lucky with my two of my managers. They allowed me to be where I am right now. So yeah, I'm very grateful for them actually. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into that because so seasoners, if you don't know, I record in advance because I always want to release a new episode on Monday or have a new episode to release. So we're recording this in the summer, but so today is whatever day it is, but tomorrow, like this is how this interview with Amandine comes first full circle, because originally she wanted a position in Lyon, HR Club Med. Correct so far?
Yes, exactly.
So
Correct.
what is happening like tomorrow, so that we're recording today? What is happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be one very big special day, victory for me. I'm going to start a new job as an HRBP in the Club Med's head office in Lyon, which was the job I was manifesting for so long. So I'm really, really happy and excited to start this new journey tomorrow.
Wow, congratulations. Félicitations. And
Thank you so much.
how far away do you like live from work? Like travel time, is it far?
No, it's like just 30 minutes with the, like the subway, 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not that far. Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, of course, it's
where
different.
well, yeah, in a village you're there, right? So you walk what 10 seconds to your job. Okay.
Exactly.
But no, but 30, hey, anything under an hour is great,
Hmm.
So yeah, I was going to ask you also, like, if there's anything you miss about Club Med, but I guess there are things you'll miss about being in a resort, right? Like even though you have the job you wanted, I'm sure you'll miss like
Yeah.
sunrises over the ocean, I imagine, right?
Oh, well, yeah. The sunrises no, the sunset, actually. The sunset in Turks and Caicos were amazing. But honestly, I think it will be probably the thing I will miss the most probably would be meeting new people, new GMs from everywhere in the world. There's so much power in meeting new people and learning their stories. And, like, I don't know, I just think that's the more you meet new people from elsewhere in the world, the more you grow and the more you become a better person. So I think I will miss that. I was about to say I will miss crazy science too, but guess what? I'm
What?
dancing crazy signs sometimes
Really?
in my house. Yeah.
Okay, so and if you're ever in the store or on your car and you hear a Club Med song, do you like have to stop yourself from dancing in the grocery store, or do you do it?
Oh, I would definitely do it, and I will try to get the person that is with me at that time to do it with me for sure.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I can't come visit
Yeah.
anymore. Okay. Okay. I know we're gonna hear a song. I just know it because it happens to me. And even though I wasn't a big fan of Crazy Signs, I admit when I hear a song in the store, I'm like, oh no, and I have to like stop myself from moving side to side and clapping.
Oh yeah, and it's so difficult because
Especially Gala, Freed from Desire. I swear that
oh,
song triggers me, and I'm like, no, I hated this song, but now I want to dance.
oh my God. Well, you know what? This Crazy Sign is my favorite one, and
What?
the couple,
Yeah.
yeah, and the
Okay.
couple I told you about that is getting married. They asked, we are preparing the playlist for the wedding. Do you have any specific song that you would like?
Oh no, you
And
said Gala.
I said Gala, yeah.
Okay. Na, 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 na. Okay. Stop it, Greg. Stop it. All right. Now, do you know like what you're gonna like? I assume your new job at Lyon is going to be slightly different. Like, do you know what you're going to be doing roughly?
Yeah, it's gonna be different. I don't know all the specifics yet. I
Mhm.
mean, in terms of the services I would manage, I'm not sure. But I would take care of the career of managers. We call it RDS. So, but I would take care of their career. So try to make them grow, in the company. If they need more trainings or if they need to work on some skills, try to identify what type of trainings we can give them. Also, the mobility, like the international mobility. So if they want to like travel somewhere, I will try to arrange that for them. So it's like a career manager, let's say, for managers in the European and African zone.
Okay, interesting. Well, yeah, again,
Yes.
yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I am thrilled. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Okay, Amandine, we're coming to the end of our time here together. I just wanted to ask you one thing because of you're starting your new job tomorrow at Lyon head
Hmm.
office. That are you glad that the person suggested to you that it would be a good idea if you work in the resorts first?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Honestly, I'm so glad and grateful for that because it brought me so much both in my personal and professional life, actually. So that was an amazing recommendation from the person. And yes, you know, everyone said that you have to leave it to understand it. And I didn't understand that when people were telling me that, like all geos, oh, you have to leave it to understand. I was like, okay, what's happening? What is the thing? And now I understand you have to leave it to really understand the full experience. So I'm very grateful for that recommendation. Yes.
Yeah, very smart person who suggested that, I would say. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Amandine, I really want to thank you for taking your time here with us to share your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you to give me the opportunity to share my stories and all the good experiences I had.
And I assume we could find you on all social media. Is that right?
Yes, right. I have pretty much, I would say, all social media, but most mostly Instagram and TikTok. I'm also on TikTok trying to share some stuff about Club Med also on TikTok.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure to post the link to your TikTok in the show notes if you want, so people can check out your videos. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, sure. No
Okay.
problem.
Well, thank you so much again, everyone. That was Amandine Allain, and we will see you all next week. You like to say goodbye to everyone, Amandine?
Goodbye and see you soon.
Bye, everyone.